Hello and welcome. My name is Lynx. We are playing Sakura Succubus 10. The third episode. Let's see where this is going. I'm hit with a sudden, almost overwhelming sense of vertigo. It feels like I'm standing on the edge of a steep cliff. My stomach rolls, gasping. I step back. On trembling legs which are shaking so much they might as well be made of gelatin. I look around, turning my head first this way, then that. What's going on? I was correct. I'm not in the alleyway anymore, where you had dragged me after our public bathtub. Instead, I'm in a luxurious chamber, one with dark purple decor and a large, freshly made bed. Dude, this could be an entire house, to be quite honest. A floral scent hangs in the air of lavender, maybe? And ghostly beams of moonlight filter in through the windows. I've not been here too many times, but I recognize this place regardless. Dude, it's been forever. I don't think I'd ever forget it, not after the circumstances of my first visit. Hey, you, did you bring me to the Succubus realm?
Indeed I did. My apologies for bringing you here without asking for your permission, Hiroki, but I thought it is important that we speak privately.
Finally sounds someone sensible, I guess. I guess so, but it would have been nice if I had some sort of warning. Oh, shut up, Hiroki!
What?
US calls, her blue eyes flashing.
Does being with me bother you that much, Hiroki? Do you really find it that disagreeable?
Ah, gee. And now she's twisting everything I'm saying. I take it all out of context. You know, Hiroki is kinda annoying. Like, he's acting like he hasn't done anything wrong. It's annoying. Listen, Hiroki, if you don't like it there, switch places with me. I love you, but I wish she wouldn't do this. She's making things more complicated than they need to be. She took you out of the streets, so the whole conversation is not in the public. She's not making anything complicated. Come on, man. Wake the hell up. Hiroki, if anyone is complicating things, it's you. Considering you have not told anyone about the engagement with Hifumi. And you were hiding that, basically. Come on. No, of course not. And that isn't what I meant. I don't mind spending time with you.
Well, I'm very glad that you don't mind it when I'm with you. That's such an encouraging thing for you to say, given you are my partner.
Seriously, why do they want him? It's ridiculous. Ah, gee, trust you to pick apart what I said. I didn't mean it like that. Really, I didn't, but I guess that's how it came across. Sounds like you did mean it then. Or maybe it's just how she wants to interpret it. You can be pretty difficult to deal with sometimes, but fortunately for me, I'm used to dealing with difficult women. I can handle this. Okay, so I'm not upset that you brought me here, I care about you a lot, after all. I take a step forward towards her, then bring a hand beneath her chin. This always turns her to butter, even when she's in full mood, as appears to be the case. That's low, if that's what you're doing. I can see a blush beginning to spread across her cheeks the moment I make contact with her. So far this is going exactly as I calculated. It's all according to Keikaku! He deserves to get his ass kicked. I was just a bit surprised, that's all. To find myself in the Succubus realm. I wish you'd given me a bit of a warning. Shut up! Being hauled about between different words is a bit disorienting. Shut up! You harums yet again, for without the same amount of vitriol as last time. Her lips press into a line, and then she says,
Well, I don't understand that. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, Hiroki. Truly, I don't. I like to think I've changed my ways since the last time I brought you here.
Okay, why is everything turning into suddenly the guilt being put on you? Ridiculous.
I treated you quite poorly, and I took my anger out upon my subjects. I was unnecessarily cruel to Ayu, Cosmos, Hifumi.
Yeah, that's in the past. Why are we talking about this? I can but help note she doesn't mention Hazel or Marina. I guess US still considers them beneath her. Which is fine, I guess, kind of.
And I feel remorse for it.
Also, I guess maybe just listing all of the names would take too much time.
I've been trying to mend my ways and to temper my jealousy so their relationship might continue to flourish. But I cannot condone being kept in the dark, Hiroki, not over a subject as important as your own marriage.
So she's upset about this, is she? Congratulations on realizing that, freaking Sherlock. Jesus Christ. Dude, was he this dense in the previous games as well? Anyway, well, that makes sense. I think her reaction's pretty reasonable, as it goes. Sure, she might have dragged me to the Succubus realm without talking things through first, but US definitely done worse. She's being pretty calm. She isn't even raising her voice, but she does sound upset when she says,
I agreed to let you see the other Succubi, but that was only on the condition that you were open and upfront with all of us about what was going on. You can't love one of us more than the rest. That isn't what we agreed on. I don't want our relationship to be unequal. It's already so complicated and so many people are involved that will make it even harder to navigate. You're making things worse and unnecessarily difficult. But it doesn't need to be. There is a simple way to settle this.
marry everyone?
You just need to love all of us equally.
Okay. You approaches me once more, the heel of her shoe striking the marble floor. Pressing a gloved hand upon my chest, she pushes me backwards. She doesn't use too much force, but she doesn't need to, as a Succubus is naturally a good deal stronger than I am. I fall over backwards, with no opportunity to even try to right myself. My behind hits the mattress with a thump, and dumbly I look up at you. She observes me, one hand under her chin, as she says,
For, in all honesty, I would prefer it if you loved me above all the others.
Do you want me to give you some special attention then?
Ha! If you wouldn't mind, I think it's only fair. After all of the emotional turmoil you subjected me to. You punk. I was really scared, you know.
Scared? Of what? US sniffs, her eyes looking suspiciously glassy. Is she trying to hold back tears?
I thought when I heard you accepted Hifumi's proposal that you had chosen her above the rest of us. I did fear that you meant to abandon the rest of us, myself included.
I wouldn't go that far, but still the fact that he kept it a secret, it's ridiculous, yeah. On the other hand, Hifumi also did keep this a secret, right? Anyway, but it's his fault.
But I was just jumping to conclusions? Question mark?
Yes, you were. I admit things progress a bit fast between me and Hifumi, but I thought that myself. She's the one who proposed to me first. I went along with it because I do like her and I didn't want to turn her down, but I want to talk things through with you too. Yeah, so that's bullshit. I felt guilty. That's also bullshit. So I guess part of me is glad that you found out. I never want to keep secrets from you, Yue. And yet you did! I'm really sorry if I upset you.
You did upset me. I cannot deny that.
Softly, Yue smiles, now resting her gloved hands upon my shoulders.
But I suppose I already knew that the truth would be something like that. As much as I love Hifumi, she has always been rather pushy. I understand if she's the one who instigated all of this. I'll have to have a stern talk with her later, but for now...
Yue looks me over, her face still a touch flushed, her lips pursed in a manner which can only be described as sultry.
I would like to spend some time with you, Hiroki, just you and me. It would soothe my anxious heart a good deal. And it has been such a long time since last we were able to be intimate together. Will you let me show you how much I love you?
Well, of course. I offer you a smiling response, touched by the depths of her feelings. When you first dragged me into the Succubus realm, it was against my will. She didn't give me any chance. She was harsh, stern, and domineering, and she had me do whatever it was that she willed. For you claimed to love me, she loved me in a selfish, self-serving way. She didn't consider my feelings, and she sought to trap me in a prison of her obsessive, corrosive love. That sort of love was unhealthy. It could never flourish. Fortunately, the rest of my Succubus companions were able to talk some sense in Yue, and she changed her ways. Okay, but do I need to remind you who came in clutch for this one? She's trying to be less possessive and more reasonable, for I know it doesn't always come easily to her. It's difficult to fundamentally change who you are as a person, especially if you're doing it for the sake of somebody else, but you are at least trying hard. I mean, I understand her. I definitely would not want the person I'm with to have another one. I'd rather not date that person at all in the end then. At all. Actually, I would never want to run into that person ever in my life again. Basically cut off all the contact in that situation. I don't care. Anyway, she always does her best, both as the queen of the Succubus realm and as my partner. She's doing... use the word partner. Ew. She's doing her best to make me happy and to ensure that our relationship continues to flourish. So I naturally want to do my best to support her in turn. I love you too, Yue.
You do?
Of course I do. Haven't I told you enough times? No. It isn't like you to be bashful or unsure of yourself. Isn't that meant to be Alice's thing? I thought you were more confident than that. I mean, she's confident, girl, but hey. Let's go with this one, yeah. Aren't you meant to be more confident, Yue?
Oh, right. I suppose you aren't wrong. I must have been working myself too hard lately, so I've begun to feel somewhat pushy, uneasy.
I can tell. I'm afraid you've been pushing yourself too hard. So I want to take care of you. I bring you his gloved hands to my mouth, then press a kiss against her concealed knuckles. No matter what might happen, you are the first girlfriend I ever had. Damn. So I guess we went to some kind of water pool to swim.
Oh, Hiroki, my Hiroki. Ha 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 ha.
Anyway, you giggled softly, one slender arm twined through my own. The pair of us are lying on the vast plush bed together. You attired in nothing save her undergarments. That's clearly a swimsuit, come on. Her dark hair spills across the pillow and her eyes are half lit in the purplish light which fills her ornate and elaborate chamber. I've always thought that Yue was pretty ever since I first met her when she was going under the guise of Yukie, but she looks even more so now. She's positively radiant, I swear, her face looks like it's glowing. With a gentle smile like a blooming flower, Yue says,
Thank you for assuaging my worries, and for accepting my selfish desires. I hope I wasn't being too pushy, Fa.
Nope. Now this is a change from before. The Yue I first met who dragged me bodily into the Succubus realm never would have worried about my feelings.
Dude, shut the hell up.
For she loved me, she valued her love for me more than she did my own comfort. I didn't hold that against her, it was flattering in a way, to be adored so ardently, but I like this development. Meanwhile, this guy is like developing backwards. I like how considerate she's become, it makes dealing with her a lot easier. I smile at you in response, running a hand through her hair and say, No, you weren't too pushy. I've been enjoying myself spending time with you.
You have?
I nod. Being taken to the Succubus realm was rather sudden, but I don't regret it. I like being with you. And it has been quite a while since we are able to spend some time together. Or should I say any time together. You're always so busy running the Succubus realm. It feels like I hardly ever get a chance to see you. I think I was long overdue a visit here anyway. It has been a while, yeah. And I know we have a lot we need to talk about.
Yes, indeed. That much is definitely true. I've been trying not to think about it. Sometimes it's easier to avoid these things, but we very much do need to have a talk. Not just you and me, but the rest of your harem. We need to discuss what is going to happen with your future wedding. As much as I want you to be happy, Hiroki, I can't let you marry Hifumi, not if the ceremony is to be conducted between just you and her. You have a lot of partners and we all care about you a great deal.
Okay, I have to say that I would accept every single option except Stefania, okay? Stefania to be refused.
Anyway, as such, we all need to be involved in this. I'm sure I speak for the others when I say that I want a say in your future too.
I mean, I'm sure you do. And I think it's understandable. My future isn't just my own. Not anymore. I can't afford to be that selfish, not when I have so many wonderful women who care about me. I don't want any of you to feel like you've been abandoned or ignored. Instead, I want you all to be part of my new future too.
Oh, Hiroki.
Yue smiles. She pressed a kiss against my cheek, soft and fleeting, like the brush of a cherry blossom, then says,
I'm very happy to hear you say that. But I think the others would like to hear that too. That being the case, I think I need to summon the other Sakubai here so we can have a proper conversation.
Oh boy.
This heart-to-heart is all well and good, and if I'm being honest, I prefer it. I like being your one and only, but I want the others to be able to wave in Cosmos, Hazel, and even,
With a pussy face.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I suppose Marina deserves to have her option wave too.
You really don't get on with her, do you?
I think the real issue is that she doesn't get on with me.
Can we just say both of you don't get along? Which at the same time... I think that's nice. That you have characters that don't get along sometimes. It's kinda tiring when you have, oh yeah, let's get along now, and they start to be best friends out of nowhere somehow. Yeah, I kinda like the fact that it's been kept like that. Oh shit, I didn't realize. It's Friday 13th today. Funny. Should I try some Monica Succubus? That's for Halloween, right? But, I mean... Anyway.
She's very proud, and she doesn't like taking orders from somebody who's younger than she is. I think she sees it as demanding, but she'll simply have to get over herself. I'm her queen, and that is the way it remains.
I mean, at the same time, technically, it's not like you were meant to be the queen. It's that someone decided to not be a queen and you had to take over.
She can complain all she likes, but that's not one thing that won't change.
I can't help but laugh a little at this. It's fun to see such a severe side of you after she was behaving in such a lovey-dovey manner. Surely does have a lot of layers, huh? That's what makes her, like, very, very interesting. Yui doesn't seem to see this, however, because she frowns. What's so funny?
What's so funny, Hiroki?
Oh, it's nothing!
I was just thinking
How cute you are, that's all. Right.
cute!
Come on. That would not make anyone blush. Come on. Come on. Instantly, Yui's face turns red, just as I thought it might. She looks away from me, holding her hand to the chest, and then says,
Well, I'm very glad that you think that, Hiroki. It makes me very happy. But wait, this is a serious situation. I can't afford to get distracted by all of this mushy romantic talk. I've enjoyed my time with you, but I do need to call the other Sakubai here, sooner rather than later. Preferably. Otherwise, we'll never be able to get anything sorted out.
You have a good point. I don't want anybody to feel left out. Although... I frown. I'm worried about Ayu. What about Alice? I'm so glad you are not mentioning Stefania. I couldn't care less about Stefania. I'll be honest, I prefer Alice over Ayu, so I'm gonna go with that. Cosmos, Marina, Hazel, and Hifumi might all be affable, but Ayu's still touring with Shizuru, and I'm not sure what's going on with Alice. Maybe she's taking part in some sort of fashion shoot? I've not seen her for a while, but I think she's been busy. I don't know if she'll be able to drop everything to see us, and I, well, definitely can't. She's still touring with Shizuru. She won't have any idea what's happening.
That's fine.
It is! You were nuts.
Ayu's annoying anyway.
Yeah.
She has such a shrill, piercing voice, and she's so forceful, despite being one of the youngest succubi in your harem. She has definite airs and graces. She's always a headache. We don't need to tell her about the wedding straight away. We can always leave her until later.
Wow. Isn't that kind of cold? I was not here, but I almost feel offended on her behalf. Wow. I mean, I can disagree. But still, she's still a precious girl anyway. Poor Ayu. I wonder what she'd think if she could hear this. Meanwhile, she's right behind the door somehow. But maybe not. Meanwhile... they go at it again.
Hi everyone! It's your favorite idol, Ayu! Come to grace you once again with her good looks and her gorgeous singing voice. Are you ready?
Yes! We love you, Ayu! Dude, that fan number 1 is everywhere. It's like he can teleport. You're the best, Ayu! Please marry me, Ayu.
Ayu!
Ayu! Ayu!
Alright, that's what I like to hear. Thank you everyone for being so supportive. You're all amazing. My, it seems like we get more and more popular with every performance we put on. It's almost enough to make me feel jealous. Well, of course I'm popular. I'm the star of the show. Things are just beginning to heat up. I can do better than this. I'm going to aim for the top. I'll do my very best until... Oh my, that was quite a big sneeze. Are you alright, are you? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Still, that's funny. Don't people say if you start sneezing out of the blue, it means somebody's talking about you? I wonder if something's going on.
Oh, is that why I never sneeze? Because nobody cares about me? I bet that's the reason. Back to the Succubus realm.
Well, maybe you have a point. I used to be bothered with all of this wedding talk. Whatever your reasoning, we really will have to save it for later.
And that's what he's saying. Whatever. Never mind. Don't we need to think about Stefania Elizabeth? No, we don't! I think we're forgetting somebody for... No, we are not forgetting anybody. I really do think we need to talk about Alice for. I agree with that one. And who cares about Stefania? She doesn't matter. I'm not about Stefania and Elizabeth. Stefania is still unfortunately part of my harem, even though if I could, I would kick her out. Because she's not a succubus, damn it! Because we can't exactly bring her to Succubus realm, can we? We should not care about her.
Probably not. You will breach standard protocol. Technically speaking, you shouldn't be here either. This is no place for humans. I'll have it to give it some thought. But for now, let's take a nap, I guess.
Yue sets down the bed beside me. She exhales, one arm raised, her eyelids falling shut. Then, looking peaceful, just like a fair maiden surrounded by a field of flowers, she says,
I'm rather tired now, after all of this talking. I know I have a lot I need to prepare, but for now, I think I'd like to have a nap. I hardly ever get to relax like this, and there is nothing more soothing than lying beside you, my darling Hiroki. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's fine. I think I could use a nap too. You were supposed to go shopping. I know how the marriage discussion with the other members of my Saku's harem is going to go, but I'm not looking forward to it. What do you mean? You are... I mean, it's not going to be easy talk, but... Dude, just marry them all at the same time. Except for Stefania. Stefania doesn't matter. Just think about it all is stressing me out. I mean, in general, some serious conversations are kinda stressful, so... For now, I think I'd be better off lying on this lovely soft bed alongside Yue. And finally getting some much needed sleep. But you already slept. Kind of. It isn't long after sharing a bed with Yue, sleeping, that she rises, so she can attend to what she describes as important business. I'm not sure what this business entails initially, but things soon become clear when Yue, newly dressed in her Succubus attire, leads me to the throne room. Once there, she summons the fellow members of my Succubus retinue! For not, to my relief, Ayu. I guess she's still too busy touring with Shizuru. Marina, Hazel, Hifumi, and Cosmos all step out of the arc, swirling portals which materialize within the throne room, all of them clad in their Succubus attire. I think they kind of switch to that by default, right? When they get there. They look at one another, for they don't seem surprised by their changing circumstances. I think they were probably expecting this. Marina sighs and says in an arch voice. Or should I say arch?
So we're here again, I should have known. I feel like it's been a while since I came back here, huh? Spending time in Tokyo is fun and all, but the Saku's realm feels like my real home. It's good to be back. Even this place kinda demon dingy, and I miss my anime figures.
Ah, yes, Cosmos's figures. She gets a whole bunch of them. Dude, I have not bought a figure in ages. It's killing me too. What's the last one I purchased, I wonder? Am I going to check? Absolutely. This? Is it this one? No, that's some purchase from 2020, so no, it's not that. This one. The heck, where's all my mails? There it is. I bought last one in 2023. Oh boy. And that was Marin Kitagawa. That's right. To be fair, I do think maybe I should like splurge and last minute pre-order on Eula's figure as well. Anyway. Didn't I see those figures with Alice? What? I'm sure I saw those figures on my own. I don't remember if there was some situation like that. Sorry, a situation like that. But Alice mentioned, so I'm gonna say, because I saw them on display in her bedroom when I went there a few months back with Alice. There were an awful lot of anime girls cast out of PVC, taking up space in her shelves, staring at me with their large, empty eyes. They are not empty. It was a little creepy, actually. No, it wasn't. You know what would be? Those European dolls. This is creepy. Anime figures are not.
What are you talking about?
Well, I guess we all have our own tastes. Well, Hiroki, clearly your tastes are terrible. Hazel, meanwhile, is the most enthusiastic of the group. She grins and says,
Hey, yeah! I always feel good to get invited here by Lady Yue. How you been holding up, milady? And you the Hiroki? Hope milady wasn't too hard on you?
Yeah, she was quite agreeable, really. We had a bit of talk and things panned out well, question mark.
Oh, figurative, eh? Hadn't I do know if you'd be in one piece right now.
Well, that's an ominous thing to say, with a straight face. Could you really blast me into bloody chunks if she felt like it? The answer is yes. She's never done it before. Well, obviously, if she had, I wouldn't be standing here, but I wouldn't put it past her. She's the queen of the Succubus realm, after all.
Don't be silly. I would never do something like that to Hiroki, no matter how much he might irritate me. I love him too dearly.
Yeah, but you know, as they say, sometimes the border between love and hate can snap.
I don't want to maim him.
Man, that's a relief.
But perhaps I might give him a bit of hard time, just so he knows where he stands. Oh yeah, good idea. You're so smart, milady. Thank you, I do try.
Yue looks rather unperturbed, but I'm starting to get the chills. What does she mean by hard time? How far would she be willing to go to teach me a lesson if I pissed her off? And do I want to find out? Maybe I'd be happier not knowing, yeah. Hifumi, meanwhile, is glancing about, looking surprised. She holds one hand to her chin and says,
Would I be incorrect if assuming that I'm the reason why you ordered us here, Yue? No, you're right. You're the primary culprit behind today's mischief, Hifumi. Everything which has gone awry can be blamed on you. It's all your fault. Oh, dear me. It would appear that my actions have caused any number of problems.
Well, yeah, no shite. I think that's a bit of an understatement, Hifumi. Dude, Hiroki, like, shut up. You're part of this. Don't try to shift the blame entirely on Hifumi. How dare you? That's what I'd like to say, but I hold my tongue. Maybe that would look rude. Dude, who cares how it would look? Don't you dare. The blame is on you as well for this situation. I don't want to upset Hifumi, for she's the one who proposed to me. I didn't exactly reject her, but... No buts!
Well, yeah, no shite. I think it's a bit of an understatement. You were a naughty girl, Hifumi. Or maybe I should call you a naughty succubus. You're a bit older than me. Hey, you might be too old to be a girl.
What? What do you mean?
But that's alright, I still love you.
Well, it seems like I don't need to say anything on this matter. The ever-faithful members of my Succubus harem are on the same wavelength as me. Dude, why is he not being blamed for this as well? It's ridiculous.
Why, thank you, Cosmos. I'm glad that you still love me despite the issues I might have caused. I've been a problematic older sister, but I do feel guilt for the pain I might have inflicted upon you. I hope you can forgive me. It's alright. My chest might not be the biggest, but what I lack in my chest, I make up for in my heart.
You do, guys, and no guys, realize that actually the smaller the chest, the smaller the heart. That's right. Because the bigger is the chest, the more feelings there are, okay? And the smaller the chest, the less feelings. So, you know. Anyway.
It's bigger than the ocean, and I can forgive you with ease. Don't you feel the same, Marina? Hazel? Well, part of me resents that Hifumi's actions have led us to all being summoned here. But perhaps that is a blessing in disguise. I believe this is a conversation which is long overdue. We should discuss our futures with Hiroki a long time ago. I'm glad you think so, Marina. That's precisely why I summoned you here, so we could have a proper talk about where we all stand. Now then, using the power vested in me as the queen of the Succubus realm and your unquestioned ruler, I call this meeting into session.
Yeah, that sounds pretty serious. I've seen you act serious before, of course, out of all of the members of the ever-expanding Succubus harem. She's one of the sternest, but I've not seen her act so regal in quite some time. It's a bit of a shock, especially when she was acting so sweet not so very long ago.
I cannot help but feel, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, that our relationship with Hiroki has been in a state of a limbo for quite some time.
Now that I think about it. Oh, no, not a single one? Damn. Not a single achievement today. That's surprising.
For we all love him in our own ways, and we have all been content enough to let one another express our feelings as best as we see fit. None of us has made any progress in deepening our bonds with him.
True. Maybe.
We're all too worried, I suppose, about stepping on one another's toes or demanding too much attention from him. Our relationship has endured in relative peace and harmony because we have all been considerate of one another's feelings.
Right.
But now I begin to wonder whether we mightn't have been acting with too much consideration. Too much?
Cosmos frowns.
Is there really such a thing as caring about other people too much? I think so, yes. When feelings as strong as this are involved. It has been rather difficult to navigate our relationship, as we never really took the time to clearly define our boundaries. We do not know how much we are allowed to monopolize Hiroki's time, nor when too much is too much.
Right.
We have all been uncertain and uneasy, myself included. It seems a miracle our relationship has endured for as long as it has, when there is so much uncertainty. But there is one thing I'm sure of. For we never did discuss what we can do with Hiroki and what we cannot. You have most certainly pushed things too far, Hifumi. You might be my cousin, and I care for you, but I cannot disregard what you have done, and neither can I let you off the hook. I cannot look the other way. Even with all the confusion surrounding our relationship, you should have known that proposing to Hiroki was going a step too far. And if you wish to wed him, you should have talked things through with the rest of us first. It is almost unconscionable.
Fuck, what the hell? Unconscionable. Whatever.
But you did not. I fear that you have been behaved very selfishly. You thought of nobody but yourself and your own desires, and now we are all suffering. Do you have anything to say in response to these charges? Dear me. It rather sounds as if you're accusing me, my dear younger cousin. That will be because I am. All the problems we've been facing here have occurred directly because of you and your interference.
What about him? Come on.
You've been a huge nuisance.
What about him?
Goodness, you are making me sound rather like a villain. Ooh. I begin to wonder whether I oughtn't to change the way I laugh. Perhaps would be more appropriate given your newfound impression of me, or even. Ooh, that sounds kind of badass. Do you think so? Maybe I should do it from now on then.
Yeah, I'm not sure that really suits you.
Does not.
It's a bit too bombastic.
Hiroki's right. That sort of creepy laugh isn't like you hear from me. If you've got to be a villain, I think you could at least be a cute villain. It's more sneaky and mischievous. Or maybe, or even coo. I see. There really are a lot of options to consider. I had not even realized that that was an option. I wonder which laugh I should go with to better suit my new role. Like it matters! We're trying to have a serious conversation here. Can you please stop getting sidetracked by stupid things and pay attention? For once, I agree with you. I fear you aren't treating this situation with the respect it deserves, Hifumi. It's our delicate and we are discussing an important matter. Our future's on the line here.
Yeah, but again, why is she the only judge? The only one judged? Why is Hiroki not being judged at all for this whole situation? Am I the only one who finds this strange?
Oh yeah, I do apologize if I appear insensitive. I will endeavor to behave myself from now on. And I will practice my evil laugh in my own room on my own. That way I shouldn't bother anybody. Kuh.
Ah, and so she's experimenting with that one, huh? I guess it sounds kind of cute. Isn't this Shinobu's laughter?
Kuh. I don't see why you care about your laugh so much, but that sounds fine. Now, if we can start talking about things which really matter. Oh! Now what?
You looks annoyed. I can see a vein begin to twitch on her forehead again, like a worm, but Hifumi seems entirely at ease. What vein? There is no vein. She's as cool as practically cool cucumber.
I was wondering, whether you meant to punish me for my gross misconduct. Huh?
Yue frowns. Then she blinks.
Do you want me to punish you, Hifumi? Not particularly, but I thought it might make you feel better. I know that you like venting your frustrations out on others. As do I. I know it only too well. So I thought it would be only prudent to offer myself up as tribute. If I'm the wicked mastermind who caused this current commotion, then you should treat me as such. Do you not wish to show me my place? I would not mind if you wanted to step on me, or pull my hair, or even throw tea in my face.
What?
I would accept all of my punishments without flinching. That is how serious I am about making amends to you, dear Yue. Well...
Yue falters. She was trying to act cool and unmoved, every inch a regal royal queen, but Hifumi's eagerness must have thrown her off. I guess Yue wasn't expecting Hifumi to be so gung-ho about the idea of her own punishment, not that I can blame her. I wasn't expecting this either.
I appreciate that you want to make amends, Hifumi. That's very thoughtful of you. I'm not the same woman I once was, however. I no longer try to vent my frustrations on others, as you so eruditely put it. I'm trying to control my temper. I wish to act in a reasonable manner, one which is befitting of a monarch.
Right.
As frustrated as I am with you, and with your underhanded methods, I will not inflict any physical harm upon you. That won't solve anything. And it won't make me feel any better either. After all, we are cousins. I wish to treat you with a degree of respect, even if you're not always done the same to me. For I wouldn't be surprised if the others wish to scold you for all that you've done. You really have made quite the nuisance of yourself. You can hush the finer details out amongst yourselves, however. I want no part to play in your ritual humiliation, and I certainly don't want to harm you. At the end of the day, we are family. That isn't going to change no matter what might happen.
I mean, technically that doesn't mean you can't cut off family from your circle. Just saying.
Goodness me.
But in here, it's safe. It's safe. They don't need to do that. They don't need to do that.
You really have come a long way, You're being awfully benevolent. Cuckoo. I think I'm being too benevolent. I'm your queen. As such, I really ought to throw you into dungeons for daring to go against me. Here for me.
Does this place have a dungeon? That's news to me. But also not surprised.
But I can't bring myself to do that. I don't want to sow any further seeds of discord between us. Not when our relations are already rather strained. I wish for all of us to reach a mutual understanding in regards to this situation, which will make us all happy. I want us to be free to love Hiroki as we always have been, without a single one of us being more important than the other. We need to approach things fairly, which means I can't exercise too much of my queenly power over you. In most circumstances, I might be your superior, but when it comes to courting Hiroki, I wish for us to be equals. I'm not going to take advantage of my position to declare that Hiroki must break off his arrangement with you. But if he does wish to go ahead with this, then I think it only fair that he weds the rest of us too.
It makes sense. Except for, obviously... what's her name? Stefania. She's not included.
We all love Hiroki equally, therefore he should love all of us as all equally in return. He cannot simply marry one of us. He must marry all of us in one grand ceremony where we all are present.
Except for Stefania. She's not needed.
That way nobody needs to feel left out. Our relationship shall flourish and we shall all be happy. Does that sound agreeable?
Well, I feel...
It sounds more than agreeable. That's the best possible solution to this problem. But I should expect nothing less from you. You're really, really clever. I coordinate beneath your judgment. You're amazing. A joint wedding, huh?
Cosmo smiles, her cheeks flush with her happiness. She approaches me, twining my arm through my own, then says,
Isn't that exciting, Hiroki? That means you won't just be my boyfriend, you'll be my husband too. We'll get married. And I'll finally be able to wear that wedding lingerie I've been saving for a special occasion.
You have a wedding lingerie?
Yeah, but I haven't worn it. I bought it for a photo shoot. I was going to release some nice images to my fans as a thank you for getting me to over 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel, but they said not to in the end.
Okay. Well, I'm never getting to million, that's for sure. Oh, and why is that?
Because silly Hiroki.
Cosmos gives my arm a squeeze, pressing her bust against it even more firmly.
You're the only person I want to marry. It would seem wrong to dress up in white lace and veil for anybody else.
Alright, I like that.
And besides, I don't want to give my fans the wrong idea. It's just mean to make them think they can really marry me. Like I'm stringing them along.
Isn't that what basically... This is what VTubers do. I mean, if you think about it, that's definitely what I do. That's why I don't watch them. There is no point. I mean, I know it's all lies what they say, so yeah. Anyway.
I don't want to do that to them. I love them too much. But my love is completely platonic. I can't marry all of my fans.
Well, yeah, imagine that. And who would want that? She does have. How many is it again? 4 million. Jesus Christ. Rapid found followers. Am I getting my numbers right? Right, I might be incorrect. But this might be a hit at, you know who? It's Terrorizer. Wasn't he like super close to 4 million and he can't get there? Yeah, he's like 3.91 millions and he's like not getting there to 4 for I don't know how long. I think this might be literally a hit at him. Not like he will play this game for, but it's kind of funny. Still, I mean, dude, being close to 4 is crazy. Am I jealous? Hell yeah, I am. Then again, I'm not, definitely not at, well, his level of content creation. Or anyone else, really. If you think about it, I'm a nobody in terms of making videos. Anyway, that'd be the biggest wedding in history. Cosmos' fans would never be able to fit into one venue. I guess.
But I can marry you! That's what I want to do! I want to be your wife and you can be my husband. Huh? When I say that, it makes me feel kind of like Hifumi, huh?
I mean, she does call me that a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. I never did myself, even if I wanted to. I didn't want to press you. I'm kind of weird, so I wasn't sure if anybody would ever want to marry me, not even you.
I mean, to be quite fair, they are all kind of weird, but it's the good kind of weird.
But I would love to be your bride. I want to walk down the aisle with you.
I mean, technically you will not walk with him, but whatever.
And I want to wear my wedding lingerie too. It's really cute, I promise.
I'm sure it is. I think you should wear a little more at our wedding fall.
Huh?
Cosm pouch.
But why?
Well, it's not exactly standard.
Speaking of which, I don't know if I'd want to wear a wedding dress, not the traditional sort of leaf. I'd rather have a short skirt so I can move around more easily. Or maybe I could wear a tux instead. That's pretty cool to have. But I can imagine that I'm marrying Lady Yue. I bet you'd look gorgeous in that bridal dress, lady. Do you think so? Oh yeah, I can just imagine it. Your hair is very dark, so a lovely white dress would offset it well.
True.
If we give you a bouquet and a veil and some lovely sheer stockings, then you would look just like a princess from a fairy tale.
Yeah?
Wouldn't she just? Lady Yue is so cute. Everything looks good on her, but she'd be extra adorable in a wedding dress. Yeah! Just think about it makes my heart race. It's starting to pound. I'm getting all flustered here.
Yeah. Now, is it just my imagination, or are you more excited at the thought of seeing Yue in fancy dress than you are of getting married to me? Where with Hazel? Yeah, I mean, what is so surprising about this, Hiroki? Of course, Yue is number one for her.
Well, of course I'm excited about the thought of getting married to you, Hiroki. I live a lot, my body, my pal.
Oof. I win as Hazel slaps a hand against my back. She used quite a lot of force, actually, so I feel winded. Yeesh, this girl has zero self-restraint.
But Lady Yue is different. I've always respected her. She's like my ideal. She's the most beautiful woman there is, and the most beautiful woman that there will ever be. I want to dedicate myself to her fully. And of course, I'd love to see her in the wedding dress. I bet she'll be happy getting married to you, Hiroki. I mean, she loves you a whole bunch. I wonder if she'll blush.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe she'll even cry. Oh, I'd love to see that. Imagine you in tears is just too good.
That's weird.
That mental glitch is just...
Hazel sighs joyously, her tail twitching in excitement.
Thank you for the food, Hifumi. You really are feeding me well. Oh, thank you? I'm glad you think that... But I haven't fed you anything. Not physically, but you've given me a real nice mental image to chow down on. You're the best Hifumi. I do try. Oh, she wouldn't talk about me like that. That's why I'm not here. It shouldn't matter whether I blush or cry during my wedding day. That's my personal business. Or so I'd like to say, but maybe not, if you're all going to get married together.
By the way, it's already decided.
Nope, your business gonna become my business soon enough, Lady Yue. I'm really sorry, but you can't have that. I'm gonna get all up in your business. You do already. I have to see how that would change things in a material way. But there is an important issue we are overlooking. There is? There's no way a smart person like you would overlook anything like you. And yet there is a matter we have yet to discuss. And it is a very serious one. It is all very well and good to suggest that we should all marry Hiroki, but there are a few logistical issues. Logistics? Oh, that's what Lynx studied. But he's never went into that field, huh? Yes, indeed. It would be hard to find a venue for all of us, but more importantly, polygamy is not legal in Japan.
Good job on that, Japan. Good job. I don't even know if it is in Poland. Like, just in case, I would like to confirm. Illegal in Japan. Only monogamous marriages are recognized. Correct approach. What about Poland? Okay, it's also illegal. Nice. Keep it that way. I actually support that. Anyway.
We would not be able to wed there. Our marriage would not be formally recognized.
I mean, does it really matter if it's formally recognized by government? Or church? Or whatever? I would say, if anything, you actually don't want to include those two options in your marriage. Anyway.
I cannot really see what we would stand to gain from it. Alright.
Hazel frowns. I mean, I guess we could try... If you really want to change that, we could try to find a succubus that would become a politician in Japan and that would change that law. Anyway, Hazel frowns.
I guess you have a point, Marina. I don't even consider that. I know you didn't. You were so caught up in thoughts of your precious lady Yue.
Marina makes quotation marks with her fingers, looking perturbed all the while.
Wearing a wedding dress that wearing that all common sense. If indeed you ever possessed any, quiet vacated the depressingly empty head of yours.
Oh, now that's pretty harsh string of insults. I'm half expecting Hazel to take offense, but...
Well...
Instead she giggles.
Guilty as charged! Believe me, I know. You're very obvious. Now, what do you propose we do? Should we call off the wedding? What? No! I don't want to call things off! Talking about the wedding has gotten me all excited! Never thought that I ever be able to get married to Hiroki! I didn't think that anybody would like me now, but he does! Hiroki has been really kind to me and sweet to me, and I want to spend the rest of my life with him! I want to get married to him! And I want to show him how I look in my wedding lingerie too! It really is good!
So this is what she's worked up about, huh? I can't say understand why the wedding lingerie is something to make such a fuss about. Dude, did you not hear earlier what she said? What a dumb boss. Whenever he's seen her in so many skimpy outfits, but maybe there is some sentiment attached. Did he not hear anything that she said before? She said before the lingerie? Come on. It's not like I don't want to see Cosmos in her wedding lingerie either. If she's making such a big deal of it, it will probably be cute. Everything looks good on Cosmos. I wonder if it will have a lot of frills and lace.
Me too. I'm sure this comes as no surprise, given I was the one who first proposed to Hiroki, but I have no desire to call it off either. I knew I wanted Hiroki to be my husband from the moment I first met him.
Wow.
I'd long been searching for a kind, gentle, understanding man whom I could spend the rest of my life with, and I found that in him. I care about him too deeply, or should I say too dearly, to simply turn my back upon him. I'll not go back on my desires to be his wife. Well, when you put it like that, I suppose my feelings aren't too dissimilar to yours. I too would like to wed Hiroki. If you would not be opposed to such a union, of course. And I want to see Lady Wayne in her wedding dress. It's my biggest dream. Good grief. The situation really is tricky. Calling off the wedding might be the easiest option we have available to us. No, what do? Nor do I, admittedly. Unless you dressed up, Lady Wayne.
Man, I really am popular, huh? Minus Hazel's dubious desires to go forward with the wedding, the others all seem really enthused about this. I'm glad they all love me so much, but can one person really accept such an onslaught of unwavering affection? It's a little... no, a lot. Intense. I mean, you've been dating them all this time, so, like... You ponder, still resting her cheek against her hand when...
Alright, how about this? Why don't we wed Hiroki here in the Succubus realm? In the Succubus realm, you say? Yes, that's right. Our marriage might be recognized in Tokyo, but I fear that's something that will not happen for many, many years. Maybe even centuries.
Yeah. Oh, dude, because I get spammed about this as well. I feel like it's really might take centuries, yeah. Which is fine. And again, do you really need the acceptance of government or whatever? Just make... I mean, you can always make like a wedding and so on, but without it like being government official or church official. Like, who exactly said? I don't know, it's a weird approach. Like, why do we need the acceptance of, you know, church or government to be with someone? Like, what's the point? Do it without them. Anyway.
Humans can be awfully close-minded when it comes to relationships, any more complicated one man loving one woman.
That's the way I like it for.
It seems rather reductive, given there are so many different ways to love people.
Okay.
Well, exactly. I love Hiroki, but I also love you, a whole bunch, lady away. I love guys and girls equally.
Wow.
So Lucas, very cute. That's my motto.
I mean, good for you, Hazel, I guess. Oof.
Your motto makes you sound awfully shallow. It sounds exhausting too. I don't think I'd have the ability to love quite so many people, not when I have devoted myself entirely to Hiroki.
Yeah. I like that one.
I love you so I cannot lavish the same degree of affection upon anybody else. He has quite captured my heart. I love my fans a lot, but I'm not in love with them. It's not the same thing. Hiroki is something I really adore. It is the same for me. I don't possess the same easygoing nature as Hazel does, not when it comes to relationships at least. I love Hiroki, and that's enough for me. I've no desire to share my love with anybody else, or to split in between numerous individuals.
Yeah. Dude, I'm like that.
But it's fine, we all love different ways. That's something our ancestors understood, as the rules around marriage in the Succubus realm are rather lax. Anybody can wed, and they can wed however many people they want, so long as their love is true.
And what happens if it isn't? I'm curious.
Our marriage mightn't be accepted anywhere else, but will be accepted here at least. It would reaffirm our bonds, and I'm sure it would only serve to make us closer. We won't receive any of the financial benefits from our union that ordinary humans receive, but I trust that shouldn't be an issue.
Benefits? Okay, now I need to check. First time I remember about any... I hear about any benefits, you know, in Poland. Let's see. Okay, what a bunch of bullshit, man. I will do it fast so I don't have to translate myself. Marriage provides, above all, legal protection. That's bullshit. I mean, you have legal protection even without that. Financial benefits. Joint settlements. Inheritance. Yeah, that's nice. Easier credit. Yeah, well, that's definitely not a benefit. Taking a credit. No. Or should I say a loan? No. It might be easier to take a loan, but that's definitely not a benefit. Fuck loans, man. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, there we go. Mutual obligations and rights. Information to the medicals. What am I talking about? Right to the medical information. That makes sense. Mutual support. Right. Because you can't have mutual support without getting married. Ridiculous. Symbolically... Yeah, by the way, symbolically... It is an expression of deep commitment and community building. What? What a bullshit. Marriage creates a community of property. Ridiculous. Defines mutual obligations. Financial support. Yeah, sure. Taking loan. Fuck off. Provides security. Including inheritance and parental rights. Yeah, that's all of that bunch of bullshit. Anyway.
Money is the furthest thing from my mind. I only want to marry Hiroki because of my love for him. Me too! I conquer. I'm successful enough that I needn't worry about trying to source any alternative income streams.
I mean, if you think about it, career-wise, you would say Hiroki is not at their level at all, right? But I guess this kind of shows true love, maybe. Of the girls, at least.
I'm content with wedding Hiroki because I care for him. It really is that simple. And I want to Hiroki so I can see you dressed up like you. I'm sure it would be wonderful. Yes, you've mentioned that already.
Yue clears her throat and says,
Very well. I trust you have no objections to my plan. Not me. I'm looking forward to the wedding. I imagine we'll face many more challenges in the future, given the unusual nature of our relationship. But I have no qualms with your suggestion either. It should solve things for the present, and I too would like to be wed to Hiroki. It's been rather too long since we met, and I'm not getting any younger.
I mean, look-wise, you are not even getting any older as well, so...
It's a bit embarrassing, but even I have dreamt about wearing a wedding dress and repeating my vows to a man that I love. Oh, how unexpectedly maidenly! I didn't know you had such a cute side to you, Marina. Maybe I need to become your fan too? Don't you dare. The only person I want to call me cute is Hiroki, and even then, I'd rather he do that sparingly. When you reach my age, it starts to feel a bit demanding, being called adorable.
You know you like it.
Oh, what a tough crowd. Alright, I get it. I won't call you adorable, Marina. But I'll look forward to seeing you in a wedding dress. Of course you will. You're so shameless when pretty women are involved. Sometimes I think you should get spayed. Oh, that's kind of scary. And isn't it something people mostly do in animals? You act like an animal in heat. You're utterly shameless. You really do try my patience sometimes.
Or most of the time, knowing how Marina acts around Hazel.
Now, you two. Let us not bicker. We've already hit up on a wonderful solution to our most pressing problem. Thanks to you, so we ought to be more cheerful instead. Things are finally beginning to look up. Isn't that exciting? I suppose. But there is still one issue at hand we have not yet addressed. Oh, what is that? This might not sound important given the severity of all else we have discussed, but really cannot be overlooked. The issue is... who will have the honor of standing directly next to Hiroki whilst we say our vows?
Can't you, like, deal with that on your own? Do we really have to read that?
Oh yeah, that's a good point!
I feel like the point should be who will inform Ayu about wedding. Or Alice. That's it. Nobody else included. Unless Elizabeth wants to join. Aside from that, nobody else.
If we're gonna have one big joint wedding, we'll need to figure out who gets to be closest to Hiroki during the ceremony. Haven't even thought about that. Maybe because I'm stupid. I don't think it'd be an issue, but I guess Hiroki only has 2 arms. He'd only accommodate 2 of us. Indeed, it is a conundrum. In the democratic world, we'd all be able to stand next to Hiroki. But that simply isn't possible. There isn't going to be enough room for all of us. Even if we're all trying to squish up around him as tight we can. Please. That would never work. There are far too many of us. I fear we would crush Hiroki, and it still doesn't resolve our main problem. Hiroki still only has 2 arms. He does right now, yeah, but there are ways around that. There are?
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Oh, don't be a big baby, Hiroki. It's fine. Since we're Sakubai, we can do a lot of amazing things ordinary humans can't. We have a whole bunch of powers for. You probably don't know half of what we're capable of, since we try and keep it under the wraps. Hehe. We don't want to draw any unnecessary attention to ourselves when we're at the human world. That would make our lives miserable.
And yet Hazel has no qualms about making my life miserable. Yeah, well, like, shut up, Hiroki. These worries about privacy didn't stop her from clinging to Maren when we were in the airport on our way to Astoria that one time and making a huge scene. She can be so unfair sometimes.
We can do some pretty cool things with our magic for. It has more use than sleeping locks or summoning portals. I reckon if we worked really hard, we could come up with a handy dandy spell to give you even more arms. Then you'd have enough arms for all of us. Don't you think that's an amazing plan?
You mean you want to turn me into an octopus?
That's the idea, yeah. I think we'll solve this problem pretty easy, huh? Wow, that sounds like something from manga, Red Wolf.
Alright. Do you want to know what sort of manga Cosmos reads? Look, Hazel, I appreciate that you're trying to find creative ways around this issue, but...
That night. What? But why? I thought it was an amazing idea. It's amazingly stupid. That's what it is. I'm in agreement with Marina. For a change, while it is rather inventive, it will never work. I want to wed Hiroki while he's looking his best, which is to say...
Ooh, doesn't that mean you need to send him into a training routine with Hazel?
I want him to have all of his limbs in the right place without any duplicates. The man I fell in love with has 2 arms, like most human beings, not 8. And tailoring a suit for an 8-armed man would be rather difficult.
Would it?
I fear it would add even more complications to the proceedings.
Wait, who had like 8 arms? Was it Ashura or someone like that? Ashura. No, Ashura had 6. But I feel like the build with 8 would be kind of similar. Right? Ashura's Wrath. Wait a second, didn't I have this game as well? Or maybe I remember it because it was a game that was on Xbox 360. Yeah, Ashura's Wrath. Oh, it's not on Steam? That's crazy. Nothing like getting interrupted by some stupid call that does make any sense, right? Anywho.
Personally, I love Hiroki no matter what he looks like. It wouldn't matter to me if he had 2 arms or 8 or none at all.
I think that one would be actually kinda... maybe important. Ashura's Wrath was not on Steam? Interesting. I thought it was. Was it on some other platform then? I'm totally checking it right now. Games. Oh my god, they changed the way this looks. I hate this. Of course. Oh, it was on PlayStation and Xbox. PS3 and Xbox 360. I do remember wanting to buy this at some point. Let's see. Games. Oof. 300 for... Okay, that's kinda crazy price. PS3 obviously is not my... I mean, maybe not obviously, but I don't have a PS3, so... I do have a good old X360 for... What's with the price for? What the hell? Over 300? Ridiculous behavior. Like 30, sure, but not 300. Anyway.
still be my wonderful boyfriend. But I don't know if Hiroki will feel comfortable with so many extra limbs.
I can't say it's something I've ever really desired, no. I'm happy with the 2 arms I was born with.
Oh, Philly! You're so boring, Hiroki. Why don't you try living a little?
Okay, so I have a giant harem filled with famous, beautiful women who are all rather wealthy. I think I'm living just plenty by most people's standards. Thank you very much.
Alright. Nobody likes a show off, you know?
Apart from you, seemingly, because you want to marry me.
Oh, well, I can't argue with that. You have a response for everything, don't you, Hiroki, my pal?
Laughing, Hazel nudges me aside, and none too gently. I don't think she realizes it, but she's using quite a lot of force and it hurts. Ow. I guess I appreciate Hazel's enthusiasm, but she's not really helping. If anything, I think she's making things worse.
What are we gonna do then? Hiroki only has 2 arms, so he can give us all an equal amount of attention at the wedding. It's really alright. I don't want to cause any problems, but I would want to stand on the outside myself. Let's be of which, who would get to kiss Hiroki first? Can we all try to kiss him together? What, and risk my lips brushing against yours in the fray? No, thank you. I would rather die. Oh, what's up about kissing me, huh? I would rather kiss a frog. At least that has a chance of turning to the prince. You, however, will always remain the same loud-mouthed, graceless simpleton you've always been. Simpleton, huh? That's so mean. You had me that much, Marina. I didn't until you started spouting all of these idiotic ideas. The next time you want to give me a silly suggestion, you should type it up and email it to my secretary. I'd rather she deal with this than me. It's below my pay grade.
But you are the owner, the president. Your pay is probably the highest, I would assume, here. Anyhow.
Wow, you're so harsh. I thought we were friends, Marina. Me too! Is our beautiful friendship going to crumble over this wedding? If that's the case, I almost wish Hifumi had never proposed at all.
Well, it would save us all a lot of hassle.
You could try it. Alright, girls, settle down. We'll not get anywhere if we start hurling accusations at one another. We need to try and tackle this calmly. Now, about the issue with Hiroki's critical lack of limbs.
And on it goes, over and over and over. The Succubus start rehashing the same topics of conversation while I stand there, my eyes glazing over. For this talk does involve me, and pretty intimately at that, this conversation devolves into one big argument. I don't think the members of my Succubus harem, lovely though they are, really need me to hang around listening to them bickering. It feels like a waste of time. I excuse myself a brief, "Hey, I think I need some fresh air," which isn't exactly untrue. I don't know how long I've been in the throne room. It's hard to keep a track on of the time here, since the sky is always dark, but feels like it's been at least an hour, maybe more. Probably could go for some nice refreshing air right about now. Air. Most of the Succubus are so engaged in their talk they don't notice me leave. Not even you, who set this meeting up to begin with. Cosmos is the only one who glanced back, and gives me a little wave as I retreat. It's nice to know that she cares at least. Man, Cosmos sure is cute. And she's laid back too. If all of the Succubus in my harem were like her, then my life would be a heck of a lot easier. Yeah, but wouldn't it be boring if all of them were like that? The same? That would mean just Cosmos is needed. Come on. I'm thinking this as I slink through the hallways, then into the courtyard. I've not been back here in a while, but it's exactly as I remember it. The courtyard is fenced in by the tall, imposing walls of the palace, and the sky overhead is dark black, all scattered with stars. There is a fountain set up in the middle of the courtyard, from which a regular stream of crystalline water flows, and there are benches set up about it. I take a seat up on one of the benches with a relieved sigh, then lean back. There is a gentle breeze which caresses my hair and face. The hem of my shirt is quite relaxing, as is the sound of the water as it drums regularly against the basin of the fountain. Standing about in the throne room felt horribly stifling, despite how large it is, so this makes a nice change of pace. I still don't like how he approaches this. He's like, yeah, let's leave this problem to the girls. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like he's not being involved. No, it's like he's not involved at all. I'm still in the Succubus realm, but I don't feel as trapped. I sighed and let my eyelids fall shut. And with that, I allow this episode to come to an end. We'll continue tomorrow when the eyelids will open and something might happen. For now, as always, hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider liking the video. And of course, if you're new around, consider subscribing. And we'll play more games. With all of that being said, I wish you a fantastic day. And I'm out. Bye bye.